All right, I got it. So you probably heard that Greenville, South Carolina is one of the best places to live in the entire country. And the cost of living here, they say, is 9% lower than the national average. But what does that really mean for you? Today, we're gonna take a ride on the Swamp Rabbit Trail and go over just how far your money can go right here in Greenville. I'm Renaldo the Realtor. Let's get rolling. So I've been thinking about ways to make this more relatable rather than just throw a bunch of numbers at you like I'm Gambit. So I'm gonna tell you what I would purchase and where I would live in Greenville at different household incomes. So I figured we'll start off at $75,000 annually and then work our way up to the big boy money. I had a bike joke, but it wouldn't really be funny. So at $75,000 annually, I'm gonna assume I'm financially responsible, I don't have any debt, and I'm putting 5% down. So here's the house I would buy. $246,000 within 15 minutes of the award-winning downtown Greenville, and my favorite downtown in the country. Almost a third of an acre. There's mature trees. The house has been recently updated. And you're just minutes away from the Swamp Rabbit Trail. Would you believe it? No rabbits. And the monthly payment on that is just $1,401, assuming you get a 6% interest rate. And that's principal and interest, not including taxes and insurance. And if you're from Illinois or New Jersey, you might want to sit down for this part.
You talking to me?
Because the property taxes on this are just $1,600 a year, which is insane. And that's because South Carolina has some of the lowest property taxes in the country, consistently ranking in the top 5 for affordability. So let's say I consistently brought the boss donuts every morning, and now I'm making $125,000. I already have the home in mind. It'll be this home right here, which is in a phenomenal location. You're just 10 minutes from downtown Greenville and all the amenities there, 5 minutes away from Paris Mountain State Park, which is my favorite place to camp, and you have a park you can walk to with Herdklotz Park. You have a lake in your neighborhood and mature trees, big lots. So for $400,000, I feel like I'm getting a lot for my money, especially with the tree-lined backyard, no back neighbors staring into your windows at night. Now, the inside, I would definitely rub a bit of elbow grease around every corner of it, but for the location, it's definitely worth it, especially for 2,200 square feet, 4 beds, 2.5 baths. I would definitely pick that one. Oh, and a pool and tennis courts in the neighborhood. So yeah, I love it. So with a 6% interest rate and a 5% down payment, you're looking at a principal and interest payment of $2,280. And the property taxes on this, only $2,050 a year. So now we put all our kids to work in the nearest factory and our household income is $200,000. Well, now I'm buying this. So at 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and just under 2,000 square feet, there's nothing impressive there. But the location is phenomenal. So now I'm walking to Main Street, restaurants, shops, all of that just steps away. Now I can leave my front door and ride my bike right to the Swamp Rabbit Trail instead of putting it in my van. And the interior of the house is already updated. And with our combined family income, $200,000 now, a payment of $3,870, it's not gonna hurt us. Now the taxes on this house last year were $5130, and I expect it to be over $13,000 this year, which is a lot higher than the last two. And it's not just because the house costs more. Greenville has two different property tax rates. One for if you're living in the home as your primary residence, and another if you're not living in the home. 4% versus 6% might not sound like a big difference, but the 6% rate actually makes your taxes 3 times higher. So make sure you factor that in if you're considering buying in Greenville as a second home or investment property. And after being a South Carolina resident for a year, you may qualify for lower property taxes through a homestead exemption. You can qualify in one of 3 ways. 1, live to be 65. 2, be permanently disabled. 3, be legally blind. So fortunately, our kids were raised to be hard workers and they got promotions too. So now we're making $300,000 annually. And this is the lowest income where I would consider a $1 million home. Now we'll go for something a little more modern this time, like this 3,000 square foot beauty in West Greenville. And for this price point, you're getting luxury finishes. And of course, you're getting great features, great location right next to all that downtown Greenville has to offer. Now, if you're buying $1 million home, you should be putting at least 20% down. So I'm assuming that's what happened here. And the payment will be about $45.80. So of course, my hardworking kids will pay most of that.
It's the hard knock life for us.
Taxes were $6,800 last year, but it was under construction, so I expect that to go up. Yeah, this is a big dog bite. Bet you I could ride up that rock. 3, 2, 1. What happened? Never give up. And for a better example, let's take a look at this house in North Main area, which is one of the best places to live in Greenville, South Carolina. This house has an assessed value of $999,900, closest I could find to exactly $1 million. And they only paid $8,100 in taxes last year, which is good, but as we're riding by the zoo, it got me thinking. If humans are the smartest animals on Earth, why is it that every other animal figured out how to live here without paying taxes? Think about it. Dang it. Another one of these checkpoints. Thing about this trail, got me doing this all in the sun. I'm out here walking like an animal just to get to the next part of the trail. So another type of tax you have to pay here, well, as a human at least, is vehicle property tax. Your state might not work this way, but yes, in South Carolina, you're paying taxes on the vehicles you own. So the way it's calculated is like this. For example, because I know it's confusing, on a $20,000 vehicle, you're spending about $360 on your annual property tax bill. But good news is your vehicle's going to depreciate, so your tax bill will too. And another tax you have to pay here is state income tax. So even with that and all the other taxes considered, Greenville and South Carolina in general is still way more affordable than the majority of other states. But that's enough about taxes. If you want more details about what you might pay when you move here, then check the estimator tools in the description of this video. And if you're thinking about building a custom home, you can do that pretty easily here. For around $200, maybe $300 per square foot, you can build homes as nice as these. And for about $400 or maybe more per square foot, then you're getting into homes as nice as these. As for me, I'm gonna stay in my 2,800 square foot home in Malden because I just love how affordable it is. Here's how much I'm paying on my home bills. So we're on less than a quarter acre and our property taxes last year were $2,148. I love it. Our home is rarely empty, especially because there are 6 of us there. So our gas bill each month is about $214. For homeowners insurance, we pay $1,190 a year. And our electric bill each month is $160. Whew. And our water bill each month is $58. Whew. So overall, Greenville is still a place where you can enjoy the beautiful amenities, lovely nature, and live below your means. So if that sounds like something you want in your life, make sure you give me a call. For everybody else, just like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.